Good morning. Welcome to the Alien Dawn Show from Breazeale's Grocery Bluegrass. We're located here at 5109 Liberty Highway, Pendleton, South Carolina, or Anderson. Either one of them will get you here. Today is May 8th, 2024. I'm your host, Don Acevedo, along with my co-host, Allison Youngblood, that's on assignment again today, so she cannot be with us today. So we'll catch her next week. So welcome to the show anyway. The weather outside is 77 degrees, feels like 77 outside, clear skies. The high today will reach 86. It's really pleasant out there today. This morning it was really nice. 31% chance of rain this afternoon. A beautiful day in the upstate. Our sponsor for today is Dr. William V. Tomlinson, MD, with the Blue Ridge Radiation Oncology. He's located at 2000 East Greenville Street, Anderson, South Carolina. His phone number there is 864-512-4600 for all your cancer needs. I don't like saying that word, but that's what he deals with, and he's a good man, a good doctor, so go see him if you have some cancer needs. Our shout-outs go to Jane, Josh, Heather, Carter, Blaine, Hampton, Hudson, Grant, Sil, Heidi, Charlie, Harper, and always loving Martin. Hey, Sil, if you're watching. And Mr. Bell. He's back with us today. He's been on vacation for a couple weeks, and it's good to have him back here today. We'll talk about him in a little bit. Here at Breazeale's Grocery Bluegrass, we have music lessons all week. Fiddle, classical fiddle, mandolin, bass, guitar, banjo, anything with a string on it, we teach. We have the best instructors in the upstate by far. For more information on purchasing an instrument, music lessons, or anything like that, you can call me at 864-376-1482. And you can also call me during the broadcast. I have my phone, and we'll answer any of your questions you might have during this live broadcast. You can call me here whenever you want. Here are some upcoming events. Don't forget the third annual Heading Home Festival in Swainsboro, Georgia, October 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th, 2024. I saw Libby and her mom and dad and the whole crew this past weekend at the Little Roy Lizzie Festival. It was a good festival. It's always a good lineup. So it was a good festival. For more information on the show, call Libby, 912-432-5885. Call Libby, 912-432-5885. Okay. Also coming up this Saturday, Jeff Martin Auctioneers. They're located at 1618 Auction Drive, Pelzer, South Carolina. They have live and online purchases, so if you can't be there, you can also go online and view their items, and actually you can bid them online or purchase them online. And for more information, contact Blaine Alberts, your sales professional today at 864-556-5384. They have monthly sales, auctions, vehicles, pickup, boats, motorcycles, RV, golf carts, about anything with wheels on it. They'll have it there. Contact Blaine Albertson, 864-556-5384. And the next auction, again, is this Saturday, May the 11th is the next auction. May the 11th at Jeff Martin Auctioneers. They have a good lineup of all kinds of stuff there, so make your way out that way. You can follow us on our social media pages, YouTube, Facebook under Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass, Instagram under BG Bluegrass. We now have pork rinds for sale, $7 a bag. We have plain, hot, and spicy, salt and vinegar, smoky bacon, and barbecue. They're all good, all of them. And remember, our coffee, it's the best. It's Breazeale's Grocery Bluegrass Cafe. It's the best. So you can contact us here at 864-376-1482. We can ship it out to you wherever you are in the country. We'll ship you a bag or two or three or four, however many you want. We'll ship it to you. We have 5 flavors: coffee, banjo blend being the regular flavor. So Anyway, good morning here from Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass, located at 5109 Liberty Highway, Pendleton, South Carolina. And our morning speaker was supposed to be Allison Youngblood, but she's on assignment. Got a late notice on assignment for her, and she was going to share a little bit of her story. And we'll get her back next week to tell us about her story. So today we're going to talk about anything you want to talk about. Again, I started here about 18 years ago here at Breazeale's Grocery Bluegrass. We started with there was about 6 of us here in the little store here. It's an old convenience store built in the 30s, and still here. Actually, the building was 30 feet towards the pond. There's a real big, beautiful pond out back. It's got fish in it. And my grandsons come fishing there all the time. But it was back there, and the pond was rising. And then there's a gentleman, he's passed, but he used to come here in his golf cart and show me pictures of the old store. And he was telling me the story. He used to sit 30 foot back, and when the water started coming up, they hooked mules to each corner. They put the store on, I guess, timber, old trees and stuff, and they pulled it up 30 feet, and this is where it sits now. With mules, they pulled the store up, and they blocked it up, poured footings, I guess, and here it sits. And when I bought the store, it didn't have anything in it but these green shelves where they used to put all the canned goods and what have you on these shelves. And you come in here, I remember my son and I, Martin, when it was leased to another gentleman, they sold hot dogs and ice cream and pop, they call it, drinks. We used to come in here and get us a hot dog and kick around with the guy. He was a nice guy. So what happened was he never did re-sign his lease. I don't know if the owners did not want to lease it back to him or what, but anyway, it closed up. So I'd ride by here twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. And our son Martin, who I don't know if you can see his picture behind us, our son Martin, little guy, and we were in a music store one day, and he saw a banjo hanging on the wall, and my friend happened to own the music store, Breazeale Edwards, which is in Anderson. They have sold it since, but he had it. Wes Edwards, fine family. And went in there and talked to him about some real estate one day, and took my son Martin. And Martin was walking around the music store and saw a banjo hanging on the wall. So we finished our conversation with our real estate stuff, and Martin said, "Daddy, come here, look at this." He said, "Boy, look at that nice banjo, good-looking banjo." It was, can't remember the model of it was, but it wasn't a real popular model. It was a nice little banjo. It was all chrome, and real pretty. Phil West came up to me. He saw Martin was wanting to take it off the stand there, so he took it off the stand, he strummed it. And he said, "I'll give you a deal on it." I said, "Wes, nobody plays instruments here, and so I don't have a need for it." And the guy paid like $1,200 or $1,300 for a nice case. So he said, "I'll tell you what, I'll sell it to you for $600, and if you don't like it or play with it, bring it back, and I'll give you all your money back." Well, that was a no-brainer. So I bought the banjo for our son Martin, and actually, that same day I said, "You got anybody that teaches this thing?" And at the time, I didn't play guitar. I didn't play anything. I quit playing for 20 years. So he said, "Yeah, there's a guy back there. His name is Al Osteen." So I went in a little hallway. We sat on a bench till he was finished with the student. I went in and talked to Al Osteen. It's the first time I met him. Nice guy. And we got our son Martin started up on some banjo lessons. Well, I guess a few months had gone by, and he was in his room one night, and I was listening to him. he was actually making some good tunes with that banjo. I said, well, so I was encouraging him more, and he never missed a lesson. He would always go. He was getting better and better. He was a little guy. So he was getting better and better. And so Al Osteen came to me one day and he said, a friend of mine needed money. So I got a Gibson Mastertone here, nice banjo, nice case. So he wants to sell it. And I said, how much you want for it? I had no clue about banjos, but I had heard about Gibson all my life, so I knew it was a good instrument. So he said he wanted $2,300 for it. So I said, okay, I'll take it, because I figured it was a step up from what Martin had, and a pretty good step up from what he had. And I was able to sell his old banjo. Well, he kept it for a while, then we sold it, yeah. He started playing this new, not a new one, but an older Gibson RB250, nice banjo. So he played it and got pretty good on it. He got pretty good on it. Next thing you know, he's playing full tunes. And, you know, our son was an amazing guy. He was a true musician. Not like me. I got to work hard for what I have, you know. He would listen to a cassette in his truck. He'd listen to it 2 or 3 times, and he'd have it down every note for note on that banjo. So he got pretty good on it. So we started to go into SPIGMA. It's a program they have every year. It's called the Southern Preservation of Bluegrass Music Association. Is what SPIGMA stands for. So we started going to SPIGMA. And I guess about the second, third year that we attended SPIGMA, and one of the rooms downstairs, they got big rooms, and each room has guitar manufacturers, banjo manufacturers, every manufacturer in the country that makes banjos, guitars, fiddles, they're there. They have everything on display and for sale. So we were downstairs looking around, and there was the banjo Gibson place back there. And Martin and I walked back there, and there was a gold banjo, absolutely beautiful Gibson, limited edition. That year they only made so many of those banjos. And Steve Martin, the comedian, I think I'm getting this straight, I think he bought 2 of them. So he was back there playing. He said, what do you think, Dad? I said, boy, that sounds good. Pretty banjo, too. It had a good sound to it. Can't beat a Gibson, of course. So we played it a little bit. And I looked at him. I said, how much you want for it? And I think they wanted $14,000, $15,000 at the time for that banjo. I looked at Martin. I said, that's not going to happen today. Or any day. That's expensive. But, you know, Martin really deserved it, because by then he was a pretty decent banjo player, but who's got 15 grand to throw out for a banjo? And I'm new to all this too, you know. So anyway, he sat there on that little thing and was playing it, and I started to walk out. A big tall man was walking towards me, and the guy that was with Martin, one of the salespeople, was pointing me out. And this big tall guy went like this. I said, yeah. I said, hey, excuse me, sir. Is that your boy back there playing that one of our Gibson? I said, yes, sir. He said, well, come back, I'll make you a deal. I said, way off that deal. So we went back there. I said, I went back there, you know, and sat down with the guy. And he said, I'll tell you what, we'll take your old Gibson for a trade-in. I gave $2,300 for it. He said, we'll give you $2,500 for that Gibson with the case, and then we'll discount this one. They discounted it pretty good. And with the $2,500, I said, you know, that's not too bad. Anyway, I bit the bullet and bought the banjo for Martin, and we still have it today. Martin's not with us, but his banjo's at our home, and I play it when I can, and I'm at home. But I have a banjo here at the store that I play. And I'll tell you that story as well, the rest of that story. So Martin became a very, very good, talented banjo player. and he was starting to play the guitar a little bit too. Uh, uh, you know, he was a musician. He was a really talented, accomplished musician. Our son Martin was. He was. He could play. He could pick up any stringed instrument. Just give him a little time, he would figure it out on his own. You know, he was just had that gift. That's a God-given gift, in my opinion. Not everybody has. So anyway, we bought that Gibson Mastertone Limited Edition. I have it at home, and sometimes at home I'll take it off the stand and I'll play it. And I'm going to tell you something. I think Mr. Bell will kind of agree with me here. There's something about a Gibson banjo. I have a banjo here. It's called an orange Clemson banjo, custom made just for me by the guy who built Gibson banjos for 27 years. You know, the Gibson factory in Nashville, Tennessee, they had a flood back years ago and flooded out the Gibson factory. A lot of those tools were made years and years ago, and they got ruined, they got wet. They could never reproduce all those tools to make the Gibson banjo, never. So what they did, they closed down the Gibson banjo shop. You can't get a Gibson. So I got one back there. I look at them, I try to buy them, you know, at a reasonable price, and then fix them up and resell them. But the problem with that is, when I buy them, I don't resell them because I love Gibsons and they play so much better. So Ed, the guy that built this banjo for me, he worked there 27 years. He, when they flooded, he had to have something to do. He called me. We talk almost on a regular basis. He said, I've never been in business before, but can you help me be in business? I said, sure, I'll give you some pointers. So he rented part of a warehouse downtown Nashville, and he started making banjos, his own. It's called the Ed Weber banjo. Beautiful instrument. Of course, he couldn't copy the Gibson because that would be copyright infringement. So he had to change a few things on his Gibson, on the Ed Weber banjo, to make his own. So he built the first one, he sent it around and had 4 or 5 of the best banjo players critique it. They'd send him back notes, so you got to do this to it, you got to move this. So he took all their advice, and then he finally built there was a blue Galaxy and a red Galaxy banjo. They're beautiful. One of them was blue, one of them was red. So I said, hey Ed, can you make an orange Galaxy banjo? I said, well, I'll let you know. And he couldn't, the pigments couldn't, on that curly maple, couldn't come out to be an orange for some reason. So he called me one day all excited. He said, hey, I figured it out. My pigment guy, he figured it out, and we can do an orange Galaxy banjo. So I didn't talk to him till the next year at Spigma. I saw him, and I always go to the Gibson shop and watch him build the banjo. His part of the banjo was building the necks. He'd attach the necks to the pot and stuff, but his line of work in that factory was building the necks. So anyway, we went the next year to Spigma, and I saw him in the lobby, and he said, you still in the same room? I said, yes, sir, 3131, and today we're still in the same room every year. 3rd floor, 3131, Spigma, Nashville, Tennessee. So he said, I got something for you, I'll be up there in a little bit. I said, okay. So I went up to my room, he knocks on the door, puts his, I got the case over there, hard shell, gray case. Case costs a lot of money too, probably. So he put it on my bed, opened it up, he said, take it out, and I took it out. And there was my orange Galaxy banjo, Ed Weber banjo. And I still have it today. I keep it here at the store. I play it every day over here. I was playing yesterday at the store over here, picking a little bit on it, trying to pick. for me, music is hard. I'm not a natural musician, so I got to work real hard for what I get. But when I do get it, I love it, and sticks with you. Playing an instrument's kind of an addiction. I think Mr. Bell agreed with that. So anyway, I got me that Orange Galaxy banjo, and continued to play. Well, didn't really started playing the banjo until our son Martin passed away this month. Later on this month, it'll be 6 years that he went to his final home in heaven, and which we'll see him again soon. So anyway, when he went on home, I started playing the banjo more, and it means more to me now because of my boy. And I'll probably never be the natural musician that he was, but I try hard at that instrument. Not an easy instrument to play, so I do my best with it. So anyway, moving forward, we opened a little store here quite a while back, and there were about, over in that section over there was about 5 or 6 of us. Martin, myself, Richard Pruitt, Dino Crooks, and I think Dean Henderson was here. I'm not sure, but there were 5, 6 of us. I bought the store, opened it up, nothing in here. These green benches where they put canned goods. So we went over into that part of the room and we just started playing music. It was fun. We jammed for maybe an hour, a couple of hours, just jamming, having a good time. So the next week, we did the same thing, only we added a few more players, a few more pickers. So a few more pickers came along, and we started playing more. And then the next week, there were a few more pickers, and people started finding out about Breazeale's Grocery Bluegrass. And then I was able to get some sponsors, which I still have today, and helped me. They sponsor the show. Today's sponsor was one of my friend doctors, a cancer doctor, Vic Tomlinson. He's my sponsor today. He continues to sponsor us. Miss Evelyn Bryson, who used to own the Jockey Lot, and I've got several others, can't remember who they are, but yeah, and if you want to be a sponsor of the show, you can call me at 864-376-1482. It's $300 a year, and I got a big screen TV, and every Saturday I put my sponsors, and they roll through on the big screen there, and try to give people in here to use these people for businesses. We have lawyers and stuff sponsor the show as well, and doctors and tire people and landscape folks, all kinds of folks. So anyway, we started doing this, and every week there'd be more and more people, So I finally moved the green canned goods shelves to the side, and that's where we put all our paraphernalia and stuff. And I bought these 2 church pews, big long church pews. They're padded, so on the weekends most of your elderly people will sit on padded pews. And then somebody at a church gave me all these chairs in here. They weren't using them anymore, so I got these chairs, put them in here. I do have some metal chairs out back in case we have an overflow or a concert where it requires more seating. We got them out back. So then I built a little concession stand back there where we sell all the junk food. We have coffee, we got Coke, Diet Coke, we got Yoo-Hoo's, root beer, some of the best root beer in the upstate by far. We got Gatorades, we got Mountain Dew, Sprites, all your good stuff we have. All the good junk. We have moon pies, peanuts, all kinds of candy bars. And I got 2 jars, little candies in there for the kids when they bring kids on the weekend. I grab a handful and I give it to the little kids. I think they like coming here because they know they get free candy. So it's a lot of fun. This is a people place. We got 3 minutes to go on the show. Just been advised by my producer. So we'll try to wrap things up today. Thank you for joining us, and sorry our co-host wasn't here, but that's okay. We'll get her back next week. And she was going to share her testimony of where she came from, and her journey through life, and where she's got to, where she's gotten to be. So anyway, I just got a text. I got to mention this. Thank you, Mark, for that text. We're having a meet and greet again. A lot of you that from the area remember Jack's Pickin' Parlor out there in Williamston, and he's going to do. Hold on, I got a call coming in. Hello. Hello. Oh, okay, it must have been a bad dial. Okay, we got about 1 minute. Last farewell to Jack's Pickin' Parlor, May the 19th, 2024. Put it on your calendar. May the 19th, 2024, from 2 p.m. until 6 at the Belton Depot. That's at the Belton Depot, May 19th, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. It'll be really good. They'll have stage shows, so they have a little stage set up. They'll have group performances. Jamming will be outside on the ramp and depot yard, so bring your favorite jammers and huddle in your own jam group. So it's going to be a really good event. Everyone is welcome to come. Bring your camera for a special time of taking pictures. Come on, come all to have some fun, fellowship, and music as we bid our farewell to Mr. Jack Ellenberg. He had the Pickin' Parlor for, I think he said 14 or 15 years, somewhere over there. And the event is free and will be held in the old depot in Belton, South Carolina, rain or shine. So make yourself, put that on your calendar. Thank you for watching today, and I hope you see you next week, same time, same station. Bye-bye. How you doing,